Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifting, sparkly eyeshadows. And today I'm going to be ranking all the palettes I tried in the month of December. I started doing these rankings a couple of months ago and I got this video idea from Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. She does these monthly and they're so much fun to watch. I think these videos are a nice way to sum up the month. So today I am going to be ranking 8 palettes, technically more, but I'll explain when we get to it. So let's get right into it. In the last place, we have the Glam Velocity palette, and that is this palette right here, and this one has a multi-chrome in it. However, it is a very sad multi-chrome. There's almost no color payoff. It is not very metallic at all. It looks like it's got a little bit of shine in the pan, but once you try to pick it up, it also hard panned. I really enjoyed the mattes in here, but it's just too bad that the multi-chrome was so bad, and this was my first time trying Glam. So then in next place is also a Glam palette, and this one is also from the Chromazone collection, and this is the Time Warp palette, and I did really like this one. Actually, the mattes are super nice. The multi-chrome in here is really beautiful. I did dupe out the shade with a couple of other shades that I own from indie brands in my dedicated video on this collection. So in 6th place is the Clarity Cosmetics Magic Lamp palette. Unfortunately, this is such a beautiful color story and it is so expensive. I was really bummed about this palette because the mattes in here are just not great. The only reason it's ranking higher than the other two Glam palettes is because there are better multi-chromes in here, and also the mattes are workable. They're just very prone to being patchy and not wanting to layer. It's very unfortunate because for the price I paid over like $60 in total with shipping for this palette. It was so expensive. I had patchy issues with Magic Carpet as well as a little bit. Make-A-Wish was really beautiful. Genie is also beautiful. Set You Free also very beautiful. However, they're all pretty loose in the pan, so the moment you go in with a brush or even just a finger and you lightly touch it, it's kind of like poof. So formulation wise, this palette just wasn't a hit for me, unfortunately. In 5th place is the DeDe Signature The Neutral Wonder palette. They did send this to me in PR. I did do a dedicated video very recently. I know I posted this video in January, but I did actually film it in December, so I'm counting it as a December palette. This is a beautiful neutral palette. We have a nice row of mattes, nice and simple. We have a really nice gradient as well. Same with the metallics. These are so beautiful. Very shiny, very smooth. They don't accentuate any skin texture. I had an amazing time with these mattes. I really feel like the mattes were more buttery and more dense than other mattes that I've tried from their other palettes. And the only reason it's really ranking in 5th place is really because it is a more neutral color story, but I still really enjoyed it. I really feel like the next like 4 or 5 of them were really hard to rank. So in 4th place is the Gimme Glow Bad Witch Club. Unfortunately, I'm ranking this in 4th place. Oh my god, if I could open it, that would be great. Because the mattes are just not my favorite formula, and the metallics in here, they're just not really anything too special. They just don't blow me out of the water. There's nothing really like sparkly or really metallic about them. They look a little bit more satin, and I just had a little bit of trouble with some of these mattes. But I absolutely love this color story, and that is why it is ranking higher than the more neutral palette. Even though I prefer the like formula overall in that one, I still was able to create some great looks, and that is why it is in 4th place. So next up, we actually technically in 3rd place have 6 palettes, and the reason being these are from DeDe Signature. They did also send these to me, and these are their little tiny quads. I do have a dedicated video where I did a look with each of these, and in that video I did rank them, so that's why I'm including them as number 3 spot, just generally all these quads, because otherwise it would just be a lot to rank, and these have only 4 pans versus the other palettes that are in this ranking, so I just didn't think it was fair. So I really had a great time with most of these. There was a couple of them I had just a little bit of issues with the mattes, not wanting to layer, but overall I really love these, especially the Pumpkin Spice palette. It is just so beautiful. The shimmers are stunning in all of these quads. I think these are so cute, and this color story is really just amazing for such a tiny little palette. I had a lot of fun with them. So in 2nd place, we have the Frosty Flamingo palette from Sugar Drizzle Polish, and they did send this to me in PR. And this is such a fun, cute, winter-themed palette that is just not an expected color story for a winter theme, at least in my opinion. The shade Pinkaberry is absolutely breathtaking, probably one of my favorite shimmers of all time. And then I really enjoyed the 3 mattes that are in this palette. This was my first time trying the Sugar Drizzle matte formula, and I really like these. They blended really easily, and I think they pair really nicely with all of these shimmers. So that's why this one comes in 2nd place. And in 1st place, if you remember all the videos I posted in December, is the It Spell Dawn of Fall palette, and this is an all shimmer palette from them. This is their third palette. I have the previous other 2 palettes, and this one is my favorite. I included this palette in my top 10 eyeshadow palettes of 2021. That is how much of a great time I had with this palette. There's multi-chromes in here, and I can't believe it. This palette is, however, probably because of that, a little bit more expensive than their other 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. And then there's also some beautiful duochromes. We have a couple of different textures, and Caramel Apples was just a little bit on the janky side, but I love this color story. For a 9-pan all metallic palette, I really feel like this is just such a great curated little color story. And so those are all the palettes I tried in December of 2021. And let me know if you've also tried any of these palettes. I would love to hear your thoughts. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed. There's so much eyeshadow content uploading on my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.